Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you know, I am the world's slowest painter, so it's been a while since I posted. Apologies for that. Work has been very busy though, and in my next video you'll also see a little side quest I got distracted with after a visit to a local Warhammer store. As you know, if you saw my last video, I got inspired to paint some Tyranids after painting my captain in Terminator armour. So one where he's posing stood aloft the severed head of a Tyranid. And painting a detail up on that made me want to try other Tyranid models. So I thought I'd start off small though, start with a pack of Termagants to break me gently. I've got some larger models in the Leviathan box set, but I thought I'd go back to those once I've had a little bit of practice on some smaller models and take some of the techniques I learned back to those larger models. To be honest, there's not a lot of variance in these models. The poses are very similar. Some different gun poses, maybe the mouths are different on some of the models. But it was a nice little break away from the usual Space Marines. As you know, if you follow my progress since I started painting earlier this year, I like to follow tutorials until I'm comfortable with a faction or a legion. So I generally follow the Citadel video tutorials. I find those quite good. And that's what I've done with this one. So this is painted up in the Hive Fleet Leviathan colours. So it's kind of like the pinky fleshy tones and the purple carapace armour. So started off with a wash for the flesh tone, fleshy areas. And that was a mix of 2:1 contrast medium with Magos purple contrast paint. I went back in then with some Magos purple on the joints and some of the small dimples, the 3 dimples on the top of the head there and the tail, and also some of the scarring along the back of the body there and on the arms, and just across the joints, just to break it up a little bit. On top of that then was a dry brush of Corax white, and that just created a bit of a highlight. It also helped tone down the pinkish hue to the wash. It was a little bit too pink for my liking, so the dry brush really helped tone that down a little bit and make him look a little bit more pallid. And then the rest of the body then, this Nagaroth Knight on the carapace across the back there. If I can just find a spot the camera can pick up. There's a Warp Fiend grey edge highlight, and then just on the shoulders there and the rest of the carapace, you can see it's just a little bit of feathering across the edges, just to create a bit of a sort of chipped chitinous effect. It looks quite nice. So then the rest, the claws, the hooves and the carapace on the gun, that's all a bad and black with, I think it's Dark Reaper edge highlighting. And then the gun itself, that was a couple of different mixes of Berserker Bloodshade and I think it was Contrast Medium, just to try and create a bit of a contrast across the gun. It's not a massive gun, so it's hard to create a really good contrast, but it does get a little bit darker towards the edges. And then it's just a bit of Iandan yellow then for the eye on the gun, and then the eye on the Termagants. The tongue was a bit of Bugman's Glow with a bit of Berserker Bloodshade over the top, and then picking out the teeth then again in Corax White. Yeah, enjoyed doing them. It felt like a little bit of a slog towards the end because the models are very similar. So it does feel like you're painting the same model over and over again. And I had to take the arms off just to get in. There's a bit of purple carapace just on the chest there that you just cannot get to if you put the front arms and the gun onto the model. So I have to paint those as a bit of a sub-assembly as well. Yeah, enjoyed doing those. Just doing the dry brushing for the Corax White. As I said, painting the Captain in Terminator armour gave me the inspiration to try painting Tyranids, and then the dry brushing of the Corax White maybe sort of delve deeper into dry brushing techniques. So I bought a sacrificial box set of Space Marines, and that's going to be in the next video that I'm going to do, where I think I've got about 4 different Space Marine models that I've tried different dry brushing techniques on, just to see how they turn out. So yeah, that'll be the next video. I'll see you soon.